Yo, Elliot. Yo, so today we got a question from my bro, Izkan Ordaz. He goes on to say, yo, Elliot, do you have any stretches or exercises to prevent neck and back pain from long hours at the desk, looking down, etc.? Working, studying remotely has made this problem worse for many of us. Yes, in fact, I do, because I too tend to work in front of a computer for some hours during the day. I'm grateful that I don't have to spend long hours, but I do spend some hours, and I recognize that if I sit for way too long, especially after heavy lifting, my body is not loving it. And so there are a few things that I do to facilitate and to accommodate my ergonomics when I'm working. As opposed to having specific stretches and exercises, there are certain things that I do, like, for example, let me introduce you to this stand-up desk thing that I got on Amazon. I don't even know what it's called because I took off the sticker, but what I do is, a lot of times, if I realize I'm gonna be sitting for a long time or I need to work for a long time, I'll get this sucker, right? I put it on top of my desk, and check this out. And look, I'm standing, right? So I'm fully lined up, right? I'm not flexed over, I'm here. Boom. Another thing is, make sure you have a monitor that is head height, right? A lot of times we work on laptops, and even if I have this, I'll be looking down with a laptop. One of the things I do is I have a monitor, and I have the monitor raised up on a box. This is what I do in my office. I have my monitor on a box, so I can be looking up like this. Every once in a while I have to look at my finger because I'm the greatest typer, but I'll be like this. Right? A much better way. I also have an up desk in my office, which is literally it's a desk that has a button. You push the button, and the whole thing raises up. And I spend a lot of time on that. So the whole point is to get out of that collapsed, flexed, fetal position that we find ourselves in when we're working. You know, it's funny I say fetal position because it's literally like the position of death. You ever hear that they say twice a baby, once a man? You ever heard that? Every one of us are going to be twice a baby, once a man. And if you think about it, we literally go from flexed, right? When you're in your mama's belly, right? You're flexed, and if you see a baby, they're flexed. Babies are flexed, right? So it's almost like they're still in the cocoon a little bit, right? Boom, hips are flexed, knees are up. This is the fetal position. But then, as you become a man, what do? You blossom. You stand up. What makes human so powerful, such a powerful creature on this planet, amongst many things, is the fact that we stand upright. This upright position gives us such an advantage in so many different ways. So many different ways. The fact that our genitals are in front, there's a benefit to that too. Right? We're the only creatures where our junk is up front. I'm looking at my dog right now, and his balls are hanging out his butt. He's walking around down there. We're up here with our genitals up front, our eyes up front, on two legs. We got our hands. My dog, he can't do that. His hands, he can't do anything with his hands. My hands are up here. So we become a man once, but then we became a baby again. Because as you're in your springtime of your life, you're in the summertime of your life, and you're upright, right? Some of us more upright than others. That's why posture is so important. You're upright. Then what starts to happen is you start to, as you get old, back into that fetal position. You see old people walking around like this. But you don't see only old people walking around like that. You see all kinds of middle-aged, young people walking around like this. Why? Because we spend our life in the position of death. Sitting is the position of death. It's pre-life and it's afterlife. It's not life. Sitting can't be life. And so I have some strange theories about things, some certain ideas about things, and how the workforce, the fact that the workforce, particularly for men, went from labor to computers, to sitting down in offices rather than standing up in factories, has led us further down this path to degradation, disintegration, and death as a culture. We do live in a death culture. I mean, just consider 60 million abortions, right? We kill babies and stuff. We kill old people in nursing homes with COVID, right, Cuomo? So we live in a culture of death. You have to imagine that the predominant activities we're engaged in, right, somehow lead us closer and closer to death. And if you have a job, right, if you're training for a job, if you're going to school for a job that has you sit down all day long, you are biting the fruit of futility. You're setting yourself up to die. So the best bet for you right now is, if you have a job where you must sit and stare at screens, get up off your ass, stand up, and do it from the position of life. Dude, done.